Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back. Another episode of BU Podcast, part of Supermom's Magic Circle. And today we have Ramona. We will learn so much from her, all about transformation and getting your power back. I cannot wait to introduce you, my super special guest. It's been in business for over 20 years, so we definitely have lots to learn from her. Before we go any further, let me say that I still have one slot for you, ladies. If you feel that you are ready to take your business to the next level, if you are ready to scale, I can't wait to start working with you. Send me that fire, and I can offer you a free business clarity session so we can create some magic together. Now, let me introduce you to my beautiful guest, Ramona. She is a transformational empowerment coach and holistic wellness expert with over 20 years of experience. She helps professional women who feel burnout, overwhelmed, and they're just stuck. She helps them to reconnect with themselves, to reclaim the energy they need, and to really create that life that's 100% aligned, fulfilled, and true. This is what she does. Let me introduce you to Ramona. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very excited. Hi, hi, hi. Very excited to speak with a mom and also a grandma and also a successful business owner. And I'm so excited. I can see your chakras there. Like, oh my gosh, we're going to talk about holistic approach. Ramona, let's start with the beginning. Tell us a little bit about you, who Ramona is, and what story do you want to share with us today?
Yeah, so as you said, I'm over 20 years in the holistic wellness field, and just to kind of lean into the message here, I was a single mom that started when I started my business, and there was a lot of grit and really holding myself in a way that was going to produce the outcome that we needed. When I started my first storefront business, it was right before the bottom fell out in our economy over here in
Mm,
2007. So to say that I had to be scrappy is an understatement. So I really had to find a way to continue to exist. But what I will say to you is that because I had this internal um, pressure to be able to continue and move forward, I also then found myself in deep burnout. And so that journey, like, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, even in the holistic wellness field, I was burning out. I was burning out from being a massage therapist. I was burning out from running a business. I was burning out from all of it. And it took many years for me to get to the place of understanding that I needed to have for myself, how to do that. But the purpose behind the pressure was to be able to provide for my son.
wow.
And, at the end of the day, I don't regret anything that I did because it brought me to where I am today, which now today I'm able to share the practices, the things that I had to learn to do for myself in order to continue. I mean, to be in the same industry for 20 years means you have to be adaptable and flexible, and you have to evolve and change and grow. And I think that because I was doing that deep soul work and really, really allowing myself to get into the messy stuff, uh, and
Mm,
and and bring it to the light, that ultimately was why I survived. And now I'm in the second chapter of my industry and my business and my life, where I'm no longer, the caregiver for a child. Instead, he's out in the world doing his thing and making a beautiful family, for himself. And I get to focus my energies on taking the lessons, taking all of what I gained over those 20 years, and now bringing it forward to support other women that may be in a similar spot. And a lot
yeah.
of times, they don't even know they're in that spot until they're showing up at my door, knocking on the door and going, I don't know what's wrong, but I need some
Absolutely.
help.
Absolutely. Ramona, thank you so much for sharing. You gave us so much value already. Let's break it
Mhm.
into slices because I have so many questions for you. First of all, your story. it's so related to what I've been through. I've been through burnout. I've been through really, really horrible depression, and I was struggling for 4 years. And based on my own recovery journey, this is how I started my stress management coaching at the time. This was back in 2019. So I truly resonate with that. And I know how hard it was for me. And that's the reason why I started coaching. Now, yes, I am in business coaching more than that, but it's still, let's go back to that. Congratulations for doing the whole journey. I have to say, congratulations for what happened in 2007 and for still keep going. That's wow. That shows me resilience. It's your second name, most probably. Tell us, Ramona, what burnout means to you. And let's talk about the concept about burnout and
Yeah.
the really important thing that we might not even be aware of it. So, what sort of symptoms would you say you experience and what you see in your clients as well?
Yeah, so what I see as burnout is finding yourself into a place where there's just no joy, right? You're just going through the motions, doing the same things because that's what you've always done. And that is really, truly, in my observation, built out of programming, right? So we were programmed to do certain things. I remember being told, get your ducks in a row if you're gonna do la la la. And so I've always was getting my ducks in a row and making sure that I could manage all the things that I wanted to do. But I also had this fire, this passion that would get blown out because of the burnout. Essentially, burnout happens by it sucks all of the passion out of your life,
Mm,
right? And so, what I have found through my own work and through working with my clients is that we have to start with acknowledgement and awareness and taking some ownership. Like, what am I doing that is contributing to this experience that I'm having? And oftentimes it is kind of looking back and saying, okay, I'm operating on belief structures and systems that are outdated, that don't align with me, that were someone else's idea of what success or creating a life should be, right? And when you can realign to your authentic truths, when you can really connect to what it is that is real and right and purposeful and passion for you, then we that inspiration is what is guiding us, not programming, and that's such a huge gift, to be able to get out of a program and into purpose, to get into passion, to get into alignment. And so alignment is a very big piece of what it is that I teach, whether it's through your understanding your energy body and how your physical body is showing you what's going on in those other bodies, because we're a whole being. We're physical, we're mental, or we're emotional, we're spiritual, we're all of those things. And I was raised to believe that this physical presence was really it. Like, you just have to move and do. And it was draining. It was
mm.
draining. So we want to figure out where the drains are, and we want to reset ourselves and align ourselves to what feels energetically inspired.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much, Ramona. 100% I agree with everything you said. And thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing those first steps that someone can take. And I love how you use your words. Like, I love it. Thank you so much. So you mentioned so many times about alignment. And I keep saying that to my ladies as well. I work with moms in business and I help them to scale their businesses. And I'm always saying, yes, you can have five or six figure business now, but unless the business talks your language, unless the business is really created with your soul, you might not know what's happening next year. If
Yeah.
it's aligned with what you do, then it's so much easier to get your message out there. And clients are just flowing, clients are just coming in your words. So, this is what I want for my ladies. And you mentioned about drain energy. What will be the easiest thing that someone can do to really identify what drains their energy and what brings them really good flow energy?
Well, I think one of the first things. to help you observe what's draining your energy is to figure out some of that programming, right? So, am I a perfectionist? That's a drain. Do I struggle with feeling like an imposter? That's a drain. Do I feel like I have to live up to someone else's expectations? That's a drain. So these are the kinds of things that we're programmed into, right? And so as we begin to shift out of feeling like we have to be perfect, it's that mentality of I can't, so the stuck feeling is from perfectionism. So I feel stuck because it's not exactly what I want it to be, so I can't move. Well, something is better than nothing. So I recently had to work through a lot of that whenever I was reworking my program because I had to decide, is perfect better than done?
Mm.
And the program was done. And there are additions and changes and things that I can do to it to elevate it. And I'm getting feedback from different people about, oh, could we add this? Sure, no problem. I can do that. That's the answer. Just saying, okay, I this message is here. I don't need to have perfection in order to share the message. It's about showing up and being authentically me. And that's really where alignment is. And so when we are so authentically aligned to ourselves, we're magnetic. We are
Yes.
magnetic. Then that's how that attraction of your clients occurs. So I went through one coaching program and it was very inauthentic and it felt misaligned for me. And I didn't really understand why I was feeling everything I was feeling until I got outside of it and could look back and do some evaluation around it. But at the end of the day, I was being told to do something that didn't feel right to me. And so there was nothing happening. Nothing was flowing. Nothing was working. So then fast forward to where I am now. I'm operating under a different methodology, and that methodology is working and it feels aligned and it feels connected. And when I show up in that way where I'm like, I'm just doing me here, and whoever's on the other side is either with me or not. And that's alignment too. So if I can let go of the need to control the outcome and I can just show up and share the message and let it touch the heart of the right person, and then that person feels connected, then they'll come. So I did a talk 3 weeks ago, and I had two people out of that talk reach out to me. One of them, we had our meeting, the other one scheduled a meeting, had to cancel it. Well, I ran into the second one today, and she said, I know I need you. I know I need you. And she listed all the reasons, and all the reasons are all the things we're talking about here. I'm overwhelmed. There's too much going on. I feel stuck. I know that I'm not thinking about things in the right way. I'm not doing things that feel good to me. So the reality is she heard the message. She's still finding her alignment level. So right now we might be like here, and she needs to come here. And that's divine timing. So when I let go of the timing and I allow it to happen, that alignment will come in. And I said to her, even when we spoke, I said, I was just saying hi. I said, there's no pressure here. I'll see you whenever you're ready. And
Love it. Well
and she said,
done.
okay.
I'm
Right.
so happy to hear that. That's fantastic because I hate hard selling. And this is
Mm-hmm.
what I've been, oh my gosh, this is what I've been preached to so many times. And I hate when I have all those DMs. And even I love collaboration and working. And obviously, I want clients, but in my own way, like you
Yep.
said, by being me. And when I'm me, I will attract the right people who see
Exactly.
me and they
Yeah.
need me. So that's
Mhm.
fantastic. I'm so happy you said that and you brought that
Mhm.
up. So now tell us about your little secret because I know you are creating phenomenal programs and with those 20 years of experience and I know you started something new like a side in your business as well, but it's still something deep inside you and your transformation and everything you've been through is not something that you learn in a book, it's literally your pure experience and your client's experience, which is
Yeah.
what makes the difference. So
Mhm.
tell us a little bit about your program and what's your secret to create really successful
Yeah.
programs like this?
Yeah. So I think the secret is integration. So that's the word that I want to really amplify here is that you can read a book, you can listen to a speaker, you can watch a video, but if you aren't living what you feel inspired by, there's no transformation occurring. So my programs have always been built around that. And that's because of my background. I'm a yoga teacher. When you go to Shavasana, that's what you're doing. You're integrating everything that you've experienced through that practice. And so all of my programming comes back to that core, whether you're coming to a retreat with me, whether you're doing a program with me, or even just attending a workshop. My intention is when you walk away, you have something that you are ready to live, right? So as a yoga teacher trainer, I pride myself on the fact that when my students left my program, they felt so empowered in themselves that they could walk into any studio and apply for the job and get it, and there'd be no issue because from day one of their training, they were teaching
Mm,
because I built up a program in such a way over 9 months that they felt safe by the time they walked out of the room. And so that same attitude is what I apply to anything that I am involved in. My intention is that when you walk away, you may not be like fully integrated in 4 months, but you have learned, and I have talked to you, and we have continued to drive home the importance of tapping on the tool, use the tool, live your life aligned to what it is that you're saying you want instead of allowing the chaos to take you on the ride. Now, here's the thing. Chaos is going to happen. I don't I don't care who you are. We have these brains. So, even as a coach, and I think that that's one of the things as an authentic, life journey being my company name, authenticity is so important to me. And so part of what you get when you work with me is you get the real me. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to share through story because story is so important because we all have story. And so if I can share a story that explains why this tool works, then it makes sense to the other person. And then they like, okay, I want to use that tool because it works. So the greatest opportunity you have for transformation is to live what you are learning, to integrate it into your life, to tap back on a tool that was in week 1 even though you're in week 10 because you need it at that moment. And then it's a practice. So yoga is a practice. You don't show up on the mat and have the same exact experience every single time. That's why integration is different every time. So, whatever it is that you need in that moment is what you're going to get. So, the more that you practice mindfulness, the more that you practice being aware, the more that you practice meditation, the easier it is to access it when you need it the most. We can't, it's like training for anything physical. If I go and I train my body to do something, a marathon, a half marathon, whatever, if I train my body, then when I get to that date, I'm able to do it. But it's not like I wake up one day and go, I'm going to run a marathon tomorrow. I have months of training that is preparing me to run that marathon. This is the same thing. It's just for our whole being, body, mind,
mm,
spirit. And so my programs incorporate meditation, it incorporates journaling, it incorporates yoga, it incorporates mindfulness, it incorporates all of these tools that if you really start allowing yourself to shift your mindset and start working with them from a place of how is this going to help me be the best version of myself? How is this going to help
fantastic.
me create the life that I want to be living? Because manifesting is a big piece of this program too. Where you put your energy is what you are creating. So if you keep putting your energy in the place of lack and frustration and victimhood, guess what? You're creating space for more of that. But if you create a space that says, I have abundance, I have joy, I have everything that I could imagine having, then you're creating, it's that magnetism thing, right? So when I become the magnet for said thing, whether it's a client, a vision, a friendship, then those things start coming to me. I just have to be aware enough to go, Is this in alignment? And if it's not in alignment, it's okay. It's a glimmer. It's a snapshot of what's to come. And I've had that happen a lot over the years, especially as I was making this transformation over the last 3 years with my business. There's a lot of glimmers. And right now, the manifesting process is speeding up because I allowed all those glimmers to happen. And some of them were not pleasant glimmers, by the way. So just know that as you're manifesting, sometimes it's not all roses and rainbows. Sometimes you got to get into some darkness. You got to do some hard things. Things have to be messy so you can be like, that's not what I'm going to do. And that's my story as well over the last few years. Went through a lot of different things that didn't work. And now here I am, and I'm like, okay, I know why I had to do those things because now I'm doing this and it matches.
Exactly. And now you know what works.
Mhm.
That's fantastic, Ramona. Thank you so much. Love what you just said. So many things in there. And you keep everything so simple and so real. And definitely you're authentic. And I love the name of your business as well. And it's so important. I love when you said that you give them tools. This is how I started with the stress management coaching 5 years ago. I said, like you said early on, yes, life happens. I'm not promising you you're not gonna have stress anymore in your life. I cannot do that for you.
Mhm.
However, I can ensure you that I can offer you tools, strategies, and methods that's gonna work for you. So then when stress comes in, at least you can identify it before it goes to really, really knock you down. So I have a question, Ramona. Do you feel that it's one size fits all with the tools and practices?
So that's why I think my program is packed with so many tools because where one tool might work for one person, another might work for another. And so again, the way my program is built is there's so many different ways that we could support one another or support ourselves that we can lean into what really works for us. So part of that flexibility is yes, the program is the program that you're going to do the lessons, you're going to learn the things. But the magic happens whenever you can apply it in a way that is authentic to you. And so that is done through the coaching, whether it's one to one or in a group. We have those conversations. We have the ability to look at things in a different way and start finding a different access point. So I have one client that came in and she kept putting quiet time on her calendar. And I said, so we had that. So we talked about that. I said, so what does the word quiet mean to you? And she was like, well, what do you mean? I was like, well, when you think of the word quiet, how does that represent itself to you? And she was like, well, actually, I think about when I was a kid and I was told to go to my room and be quiet. And I was like, so maybe that's not the right word. And so we had to help her shift her language to create space for her to access the practices. So again, I use the word practice instead of work because people get attached to, oh, this is work. I don't want to do this. Well, if it's a practice, then I'm just giving myself the space to practice something so I can learn something new. So
Mm,
it's really about understanding that you're getting exposure to a lot of different concepts and ideas, and I really lean into thought leaders that help me. And so because of that, I'm also giving many different perspectives of how those thought leaders influenced what I'm teaching. So like I'll talk about Wayne Dyer, I'll talk about Louise Hay, I'll talk about Gabby Bernstein, and then we also talk about how we can apply what it is that they're teaching.
that's phenomenal, Ramona. I love absolutely everything about what you do and what you say, and I can see your soul is in there. And I love when you mention that all you do, it's in your mind always about integration. I know you do retreats as well and programs and workshops. Let's talk a little bit about your next retreat. Is it this year, if I remember right?
Yeah, so it's September 18th through 23rd. It's in Montana. And so it's going to be a beautiful experience. It's called Roots of the Wild Soul. It's a women's retreat. And we're going to have this beautiful house in a valley in between these mountains, about 45 minutes between Bozeman and Yellowstone. We're going to include some really beautiful sacred containers in the house through yoga and meditation and sacred circle and sound healing. And then we're also going to experience this land. So I have a day retreat to Yellowstone planned. And I also have a day retreat where we're going to go to the hot springs and get some nourishment and enjoyment. So there's going to be a lot of joy in the experience as well as getting real, right? And so it's about getting back to your roots, getting back to your authentic knowing. And when we go on retreat, the thing I love about retreat and why travel is such an important part of my company vision is because when we remove ourselves from the daily grind, we can have perspective. And when we put ourselves in places that are dynamic and so very different from the life that we are living, one, we get to see a different way to live. And two, we find inspiration. And so that was all. I've always done retreats, but this was amplified for me 3 years ago when I took a solo retreat to Greece. And that was the trigger of where I am now. Like this change that happened was because I took that retreat and I was like, okay, I can see my future. I'm ready for that future to come to me. And this is what I'm going to do to bring myself there.
Beautiful, beautiful. Wow, I love it. I love it. I wish I was closer. I have two under two at the moment, unfortunately. It's too difficult for me, but whoever is nearby, go and contact Ramona and check her out. Check, see what she does. Before I let you go, Ramona, one more question I have for you. What the message you like to send to the youngest version of yourself? What would you tell
Mm,
her?
yeah. You had the answers already. It was all in you, and you just had to peel away the layers to get to the center.
Nice. Thank you so much, Ramona. It was a pleasure to have you. I will put all your details here so people can get in touch just a click away. Please send her some butterflies so she knows you're coming from this community and she has some special offers for you. She has the program ready as well, the new program launching. But just go and check her out. Check her work. You saw how beautiful and amazing she is. Authentic life journey with Ramona. Go and speak with her. Thank you again for listening. And remember, send me that fire if you are really, really ready. If you're ready to really have a chat about how can you grow your business, how can we make this new stage in your life and in your business to be the next level where you want to be in a way that's not going to put too much effort and drag you down in a very nice and easy way that's going to work for you. Just send me that fire and I offer that free business clarity session each month. I give it for free, one or two, depends on my time, but this time around I have one more slot available. This was all from today. Keep on smiling, keep on shining, and Be You podcast continues. Bye.